Hello, Leo. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension. And today we are going to see what messages Spirit has for you. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm kind of changing things up with how I do my readings. So I'm releasing them based on engagement, things like that. You guys were my second most viewed video. So thank you so much for that love and support. Keep it up to keep getting your readings first. But we're going to start with an oracle deck, clarify it with some tarot, and then to give you guys just a bit of guidance and to help you deal with whatever situation you're going through, whether it's positive, negative. I've got a crystal deck, so some crystals that might help you out. And then we have the shadow deck, which I love working with shadows. That's like a big part of the ceremonies that I offer for people and a big approach that I use when working with tarot, because I believe that we all create our own reality. So if there's parts of you that are self-sabotaging, parts of you need to acknowledge and show more love to, so that way all of these different versions of you can work together to help you go towards the best version of yourself. That's what we're going to look into with the shadow deck. So that's how we're going to end it today. But thank you guys so much for watching. Just take what resonates for you, and don't forget to check out your other placements to get the most accurate message. Well, let's get into it. All right. So a couple of cards already flew out when I was shuffling earlier. So pay attention to your dreams, okay? There could be something very big coming your way. There's something brewing, right? Divine orchestration is, at play here. So notice just anything, like keep a dream journal, right? If you don't normally remember your dreams, but all of a sudden you have been, take a note of that, because I feel like there's going to be something very positive, some very beautiful, good news coming your way. So just notice the signs, notice the little winks that Spirit is sending you, because something significant is coming through. I got some incense to, ow, wow, not my selenite slicing and dicing me. Owie. Well, next time I'll be more careful. Jeez Louise, that was crazy. Okay, well, let's keep it moving. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we do have a tarantula here, cicada, frozen lilacs. All right, let me go ahead and get this little booklet out. I love this little deck. I love a gold trim. Who doesn't? So tarantula, this is all about making a choice, thinking about all possible outcomes, and deciding carefully with the use of clear judgment. So yeah, I feel like you're moving towards a new chapter in life, but as you're preparing yourself for that next chapter, you want to make sure all your ducks are in a row, crossing T's, dotting I's, making sure, okay, is this in alignment with where I see myself in the future? Does this make sense for myself? I like that. All right, we also have cicada here. You guys may be into bugs and things like that. Good for you. This is death and rebirth. I'm telling you, you guys are going through a huge transformation, and it's very, very beautiful. It says an ending and a resurfacing of new life, starting over. This may be referring to a relationship, career, or another path you have followed for quite some time. Yeah, you're ready for bigger and better. You're ready for a new version of yourself, a new chapter. And that's what it's all about, being a human here on earth. We're constantly rebirthing ourselves. We're constantly leaving a version of us, becoming a new version of us. Cells, they are always being dying and being reborn and all that stuff. That's what it's all about here. So I think that's beautiful. Okay, we got frozen lilacs here as well. That's partnerships, marriage, commitment. And then we also have jasmine here. Joy, excitement, boldness, energy, enthusiasm, brings positivity to the cards surrounding it. Beautiful. So there could be a partnership, a relationship here that's really inspiring you to just make better decisions for yourself, welcome in a new version of yourself, right? I think that's beautiful. Whenever there's a relationship where you can really grow together, that's amazing. Because to me, again, that's what it's all about. We're here to grow, evolve, learn, discover new parts of ourselves, discover what we like, what we don't like, and that's ever changing and evolving. So I like what I see. Let's get into it. So we have clock here. So this says, clock, you may be feeling impatient or as if time is escaping you. Do not allow time to confine you. Absolutely. So yeah, you're going through a transformation. Sometimes when we're in the midst of that journey, right, you've got point A, you've got point B, but you're in the middle. Okay, you're redefining yourself, shedding yourself, reclaiming parts of yourself. So sometimes as we're making our way to that point B, we think, well, why am I not there yet? Why do I still feel pulled to go backwards sometimes? And, that's just a part of the journey. Don't be so obsessed with the destination, but enjoy the journey. Enjoy getting to know yourself in a new way. Enjoy reclaiming your power. That's a very beautiful process. And you don't want to rush it and not enjoy it by just trying to get to your next goal, right? Because when we're goal oriented, it makes us really miss the important parts of the journey. It's like not enjoying the window seat of the airplane because you just want to get where you want to be. Hey, we're getting there. Let's enjoy the clouds while we're there. Let's look at the ocean, some of the farmland, whatever. I'm from Missouri. That's so funny I said that. That's crazy. Okay, so we've got nocturne here. Some of you guys could have red hair or be dealing with someone with red hair. And this says, refers to something that happens at night or someone who doesn't sleep. This could be related to a sleep disorder or something that kept you awake. And like I said earlier, when I was shuffling, there was a card that was referencing your dreams. So some of you guys may be struggling to sleep, but I feel like it's saying that rest is a very important part of this as well. And you want to make sure you allow yourself moments to decompress, to relax, because again, you're going through a big transformation. Whether or not you're putting in the action every single moment of the day, you're still going through the process. So allow yourself moments of ease and relaxation. And again, pay attention to your dreams. There may be some significant things happening there, some things happening at night, maybe certain thoughts are on your mind. If there are certain things that kind of keep you up, as you find yourself dozing off, ask Spirit, ask your angel guides, can you send me a sign, a message, some guidance in my dream? And see what comes through. All right, and then we have winter. It says, a time of death, dormancy, and hibernation. Eventually, spring will come with new opportunities. Yeah, so this is a very beautiful, pause, allow things to unfold kind of time for you, okay? I feel like Spirit really wants you to just relax and trust in this process that things are unfolding how they're meant to. I don't think that you're meant to be putting in all the action, finding all the answers right here, right now. I think right now you should take a step back, allow things to unfold, and know that beautiful things are brewing for you. Okay, you're going to be happily surprised here soon, but allow yourself the chance to get there and let that unfold with more joy rather than feeling impatient or wanting to rush through things. All right, we're going to get into the tarot to clarify these messages. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. You got the Ace of Cups. So clearly there's going to be a new beginning here. Aces are all about fresh starts, new energy. And you notice the moon phases? Yeah, you guys are going through a transformation, and that's beautiful. Okay. We have the Seven of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands. So yeah, okay, you're doing things in a new way. Seven of Swords. Yes, this can mean someone lying, being deceitful, but it also means doing things in a new approach. It also can mean not telling everyone your business, right? So I definitely see a new version of you with the King of Wands. That's your energy, Leo. There's new beginnings for you. Two aces and a page. That's all about new. So keep doing what you're doing. Allow this to unfold quietly. Okay, don't be in a rush to tell everyone about what you're doing. Don't worry about, who knows what you're up to. It's just about focusing on you, focusing on these new beginnings, and just, vibing. All right, I like it. There's a new you coming out of the woodwork, and that's fierce. Okay, so let's talk about clock, right? Not letting time dictate to you if you're doing a good job or not, but just allowing yourself to go with the flow, being patient, recognizing that you're on the journey, whether you're at a pause, whether you're going backwards, whether you're running forward, you're still on the same path. So there's no need to rush through it or compare yourself to others. Okay, tell me about clock. Some of you guys may have the letter C in your name. I'm just noticing a lot of C's here. Tell me more about clock. All right, let's see. Let's see. We do have the Death card, the Lovers, the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to come back to that because I think this will help me understand what's going on there a little bit more. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Four of Wands, the Magician, the Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's see. So what I'm feeling, I feel like what you're going towards, what kind of the end goal is just a balanced relationship. Okay, this could be like a romantic partnership. You could be wanting to grow a family, wanting to deepen the connection that you have with your family. I just see a lot of unity, a lot of harmony, a lot of love. Like that's the end goal. That's where we're going with this. And I like that. We've got the Queen of Wands with the Queen of Cups here. So Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, your energy with the Wands, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with the Queen of Cups. So you could be dealing with a water sign, or maybe someone who's more intuitive, dreamy, someone who may be more sensitive and just really likes to be in their inner world. I feel like you have this connection, and I like that it's two feminine energies. I feel like there's just a lot of love, a lot of nurture here, right? And when you have something beautiful like that, like, of course, you want to be like, okay, let's have a family, let's get married, let's do all this together, let's deepen this connection. And Spirit's letting you know, like, yes, this is a very deep, very beautiful connection, but just enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what I told my boyfriend a while ago. Like, he wanted me to stay at his house or something. And I was like, listen, one day we're going to live together and you're going to wish I had another house to go to. So, let me do my thing and go home. And, we don't need to be in a rush, you know? Kind of like with my business. Of course, I would love to hurry up and just have this be my full-time gig and monetize all my social media and everything and just be doing this full time. But there's a lot of responsibility and a lot of other factors that come with that. So I'm going to appreciate, having fun with it, letting it grow, and also not having to have as much responsibility that I know I will have in the future, right? We all want to rush to get where we want to be, but we got to recognize where we're at right now is a moment we prayed for. So let's just appreciate this present moment and let the rest unfold as it's meant to. You know what I mean? Because there's highs and lows that come with everything. Yes, this is a beautiful connection, but there's different things that come with that as that bond deepens and grows, right? Like having a family and having kids is a whole nother level of responsibility that I'm personally not trying to get into right now. You know what I mean? So just allow things to unfold naturally, appreciate the present moment, because this is a beautiful connection, whether you live together, you're married, and say this is just your family, whether you guys have family reunions or not, whatever. It's still a beautiful connection. So enjoy watching it grow. I like that. All right, we do have the Nine of Pentacles, the Magician. So yeah, it's like as this is growing and deepening, so is your connection with self. You're becoming more confident. You're becoming more like self-sufficient. And I feel like you're very particular about what you're giving your energy to. And I just feel like this is something, not only does it feel good to be in this connection, but it makes you feel better about yourself, which is very beautiful. That's a good sign to me. And see, we've got a lot of butterflies here. So you definitely are going through a beautiful transformation, not only deepening a beautiful connection, but connecting with yourself more and more and having more confidence in yourself. I love that. I love that. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. So yeah, just putting in work here, right? You got a beautiful relationship. You're feeling good about yourself. And now you're investing in things that matter to you. This is being very focused. Some of you guys could be going back to school or just thinking about what your purpose is and what you want to put your time and energy into. There could be different people coming together to help you work on something here. But yeah, it's like as you're letting something unfold naturally, you're investing your time into yourself as well. I really like that. It sounds like you're in a really balanced connection here. It's like not all about the other person or the other people, whatever this could be, but it's also about, okay, well, let me continue to grow myself, because you want to make sure you're growing together and not just putting all of your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? Because that's just about a balanced connection. I like that. I like that. Okay. So this stuff here. Yeah, I feel like with the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, you are focusing on, just what makes you happy, what brings you fulfillment, the things you want to grow and invest in. Because I do feel like maybe in the past, like maybe this was, I don't know, like this Ten of Wands, the Lover's Death card, this doesn't feel like your current situation, but it feels like something you've learned from. Maybe in past relationships, past connections, it was kind of all or nothing for you, right? It feels like you fell hard, you fell completely and fully. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like in this situation, you're having more of a balanced approach. You're realizing, yes, this person's amazing, but I am my own independent person, and I'm going to continue to focus and grow myself while I grow in this connection. I like that. All right, let's learn a little bit more. Tell me more about the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Four of Wands for Leo, please and thank you. There you are, Leo, coming out loud and proud. I love that. All right. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card. Absolutely. There's your energy, Leo, with the Strength card, your little lion. Oh, wow. Love it. But yeah, Spirit's letting you know, hey, this is divine orchestration here with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Things are unfolding exactly as they're meant to. And with the Strength card, not only are things unfolding, you're leaning into trust and faith, but you're learning more about yourself. You're learning how to be a balanced version of yourself. You're learning about different parts of you that you may have kept hidden. Like, this is very beautiful. This feels like a very divine connection where different parts of you are being able to be seen and be healed. Like that's kind of what happens when you're around people that make you feel good, like if you have a friend group, family members, a lover that really supports you, sees all of you for who you are and encourages you to grow and be the best version of yourself, like that's beautiful. And you got two major arcana. So I feel like this is a very significant connection and relationship for you, and I like it. All right, cheers. Tell me a bit more about the Magician, Nine of Pentacles for Leo, please and thank you. Yeah, we got the Lovers. See, that's what I like to see, because that tells me it really is a balanced connection. It's like, yes, there's a lot of love here. You're head over heels with somebody. There's a deep connection, but you're also still your own person. And we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords. I'm obsessed with this. This is a great partnership. I love it. Could be dealing with a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But yeah, it's like you both are, there's a strong connection here, but you're not like fully absorbed in it 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, because that can be an unhealthy connection, right? Sometimes whenever people are so obsessive and so clingy, it's just like, hey, who are you outside of this? Have you totally lost yourself in this connection? And you haven't. You both are two independent people that love each other, are together, but you grow separately and individually. And love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, it just feels really balanced. All right, tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles for Leo. So we have the Knight of Wands, Two of Wands. Okay, so here's your energy again, Leo, with the Knight. And so basically right now, you have a beautiful connection, learning more about yourself, but you're growing as an individual as well. So that is telling me that you're deciding, okay, what am I passionate about? What lights me up? And you're trying to decide, okay, do I want to go on this path? Do I want to go on that path? I like this a lot. You're really learning more about yourself. You're exploring different horizons, getting out of comfort zones. And I think a big part of that is having a balanced relationship that brings you the confidence to want to explore those different parts of yourself. Like this is exciting. And so many swords. Okay, we also have the Knight of Swords here. So I just feel like there's a lot of like honest communication in this connection. You guys are not scared to set boundaries with each other. You're not scared to be honest about your needs, and that is huge. So very, very good. I love it. So let's look into nocturne. So this could be like something that happens at night, something keeping you up. This could also be potentially like a sleep disorder or something like that if you're struggling with sleeping. And again, paying attention to your dreams. I just feel like that's very significant right now. All right, tell me more about nocturne for Leo. please and thank you. All right, let's see. We have the Ace of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Fool. All right. Eight of Wands, Page of Wands. Okay. Okay, so I feel like there's some sort of epiphany coming through. We have the Fool, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is like all new beginnings. This is realizations. This is like, I feel like you're having an aha moment about something that you want to invest in with the King of Pentacles. Okay, it could be dealing with the Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Aquarius, and Aries energy with the Fool. But yeah, I just feel like you're feeling very motivated and you're wanting to put this energy somewhere. You're like, what is my purpose? What is a new investment? What is something I can build? Something that, like, I feel like you're wanting something that's going to be long term. Like you're wanting to start a business. You're wanting to start, like, it's almost like you want to buy land and like start a commune for your future generations. Something deep like that, you know? There's a lot of epiphanies coming your way. I like that. I like that a lot. And then we have the Page of Wands, Eight of Wands. So yeah, look, there's like a little field here. I'm telling you. Okay, and the sun's rising back here. Mind you, I've had this is my first tarot deck. I've had this deck for like 8 years or something. I've never noticed this background. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel like you're ready for just a new start. You're ready for, I feel like you're wanting to travel and you're wanting to, like, you have this idea of just like beautiful land for all your family and just taking care of everybody. And you're just like, I really want to be a rock for everyone. How can I make that happen? You guys could be communicating with people, traveling. You could be doing like astral traveling. Okay. If you find yourself somewhere in a dream, pay attention to that. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's look into the King of Pentacles, the Fool, the Ace of Swords, please and thank you for Leo. Oh, okay. That was crazy. We have Temperance, the Empress, Ace of Wands. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Yeah, I mean, whatever this connection is over here, there's a lot of love there. Like, I feel like you guys feel very, like, the person you're with is an empress. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is like a divine feminine. It doesn't matter gender, none of that matters. But it's like this is someone who just draws abundance, someone who is so magical, so like fluid and just flows and just, I don't know, I just feel a very beautiful energy here. And so you want to provide for this person. That's really what I feel. Okay. You want to make sure this person has everything they need. And you're like, what can I do to, be that provider? What can I do to support this person? I really love this connection. I feel like it's bringing the best out of both of you. And it's so, so beautiful. And again, with another ace, like this is all about new beginnings, new energy, seeing things from a different perspective. I just feel a lot of love and a lot of like support and security and stability. That's what I feel. And I love that. All right, tell me more about the Eight of Wands, Page of Wands. Now, hold on here. We have the Tower in the Nine of Cups. Okay, thank you, Spirit. You're going to have an aha moment. You're going to have a big realization. It could come to you at night or in a dream. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. Keep a dream journal. But there's the Tower, obviously it looks scary, but it can also be like a beautiful realization. And pairing it with the Nine of Cups and these other cards, I think you're going to get a lot of clarity about like, oh my God, I know how to fulfill this dream I have. I know what steps I need to start taking so I can be a provider, have that, be that rock in my family in this connection. I think something's going to come to you in a dream. There's going to be some sort of communication or something. So yeah, pay attention to your dreams, because right now you may not know what that path looks like or what exactly being a provider, being the rock means for you. but there's going to be like some sort of realizations coming through here. I'm excited for you. That's really cool. All right, let's talk about winter. This is a moment of hibernation, restoration, just a moment of calm before something big comes through, right? I wanted to stay stagnant, but not in a bad way. I don't want it to have a negative connotation to it, because sometimes we should be stagnant. Sometimes we should rest and let things kind of brew before we keep taking action. Okay, so tell me more about winters. Yeah, because I feel like you're getting really inspired. You're figuring out what to do with this inspiration. But before that can come into play in action, something else is happening here. Okay, so tell me more about winter for Leo, please and thank you. Winter for Leo. Oops. All right, let's see. We have the Nine of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the King of Cups, the Five of Cups. What's going on here? Okay. Interesting. So it feels like there's a lot of fear about something ending here. I feel like you might be putting a little bit of pressure on yourself, right? Because it feels like this is an amazing person, amazing connection, amazing opportunity, whatever. And you want to make the most of it, and you want to show up completely and fully for it. And I feel like in this moment of pause, you're feeling like, oh my God, if I don't get this ball rolling, if I don't show up how I feel like I should, this is all going to be taken away from me. It feels like there's a lot of fear there. And with the Five of Cups, I feel like this could be from a past situation, right? Like maybe somebody felt like you weren't doing enough, so they walked away. Maybe you lost a job from that, something like that. And I feel like you're trying not to repeat history, but recognize like everything needs a moment of pause. That's why literally there's winter, you know? Not everything can be going and growing 24/7. So with the Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, I feel like just recognize like how to balance your emotions. And I think that's why you go through this pause, right? Because there's a reason, right, that these energies are here, whether it's from a past situation or just limiting beliefs you have for yourself. So before giving you what you need or what you want, Spirit wants to make sure you can regulate those emotions. Provide yourself with more love and more acceptance, so that way you don't feel like you're not good enough if you're not always doing 100%. You know what I mean? So let's see. We have the King of Wands, Ace of Cups, Seven of Swords, the Sun. See, like they're letting you know, like you're going to get where you want to get. So don't be so worried. All right, tell me more about the Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Five of Cups for Leo. What was that? Oh, the World card. With the Page of Swords and the World card, I definitely feel like before moving forward, you gotta just kind of clear your mind, okay? Because you have the World, right? You will have victory. Everything is going to work out here. But with the Page of Swords, you need to be open to new ways of thinking, new ideas, okay? Because you can't be all doom and gloom just because there's a moment of pause, right? We all need moments of rest, relaxation, restoration, right? Noticing how during rest, during sleep, this is where you get a lot of your ideas, right? So it's not always about going, figuring it out, forcing, making conclusions. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and let ideas come to you. That's not a bad thing. So I feel like this moment of pause is happening so that way you can check yourself before you wreck yourself. I said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like the fear of like not being good enough, not knowing what to do stems from the past. Okay. Because maybe in the past, like I said, someone expected you to be 100% all the time. And that's just not real, you know? So I feel in this moment of figuring out what to do, you're also getting scared that if you don't move fast enough, you're going to lose everything. And that's just not, that's not the vibe you want to approach this with. You know, it seems like this is a very solid situation, so you don't need to be scared that it's going to blow up in your face. Tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups for Leo. Yeah, we have the Hierophant, the Four of Swords. Yeah, so this moment of pause is teaching you how to nurture yourself, love yourself, even whenever you're not going. You know what I mean? Like, you're still useful if you take a pause. You're still worthy if you're taking a step back. You don't always have to be on to be worthy. And that's a narrative that is ready to be released here. Could be dealing with a Taurus with the Hierophant. But yeah, I think that's cool. All right, fierce. I'm liking it. So let's get some crystal messages for you, Leo, just to see what crystals may help you during this time. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. To see what crystals will help you during this time, okay? You may want to get some of these crystals, meditate with them, get jewelry with them, wear them, like put them in your pockets, whatever feels right, put them under your bed, whatever. All right, but let's see. Let's get some crystals that will help Leo during this time, please and thank you. And if this resonated for you, Leo, let me know with a like, a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video. All of that helps the channel grow. All right, so we have agate back into balance. Absolutely. That's exactly what's happening here. This is a connection that's helping you not only balance yourself in connections, but balance yourself outside of them as well. I like it. So this is an opportunity to ask yourself, if I'm being too hard on myself, if I'm not appreciating the swing of the pendulum, what can I do to bring myself a little bit more calm when it goes the other way that I'm not comfortable with? You know what I mean? I like this a lot. I like it a lot. Okay, and we have chrysoprase, allow yourself to receive. Absolutely. This seems like not only it seems like a very abundant time for you, or it's going to be, but there's a lot of guidance that's coming your way, whether that's intuitively or just through signs, your dreams, whatever. So be open to the guidance, be open to the blessings that are going to come your way, and recognize that you don't have to work hard for every single little blessing you get. You don't. You can just receive. You being who you are is worthy enough, okay? And then we have Iolite, shift your money mindset. I like that. So this could have a lot to do with like your financial standing. Like maybe you think, oh, well, I need more money so I can be the rock for my family, so I can be that provider for my partner. Okay, that's a beautiful goal. I love that. I'm all for that. But don't put money on a pedestal, Don't say like, oh my God, I have to make this amount of money. How can I do this? Work with money, right? I treat money like it's a boyfriend that buys me things. And I'm like, thank you, money, so much for paying for my gas, for getting me coffee, all this stuff, Recognize that you are abundant. You are meant for success, financial security, stability, if that's what you want. If it's a thought that pops into your head, there's another version of you already there. Okay? So don't feel like you have to beg for money or you have to prove your worthiness to be financially successful, because it's already yours. You know what I mean? I like it. All right, let's close it out with a shadow message for you, Leo. We're going to see what the root of, maybe the root of the rushing for you, like feeling like, okay, I have to get there. If I don't get there, I'm not doing it right. I'm not good enough. Like, let's just see what the root of that is, because that's what it feels like. It feels like you're doing great. The only thing that could hold you back is just feeling like you got to rush yourself and feeling like if you don't get where you want to be immediately, then you're not doing something right. And that's just not true. So let's see. Let's get one shadow card for Leo. Let's see. And I'm going to read this out of the book for you guys. And there are some like journaling contemplations and rituals. So if you want to journal about this, write down the questions, or you can come back and get the questions again in the ritual. Let's see. We have emotion. Ooh, I like that. I like that. All right. This definitely is giving Leo vibes with like the little fire and all that. I like it. And see, it's balanced with the blue and the red. Beautiful. All right, so we have emotion. Art is bleeding, burning heart. And this is like if you're from Kansas City, this is a local artist and she made this deck. So check it out. This is, what is this called? Wisdom of the Shadow. Okay. So it says, I allow myself to feel all the emotion and energy and motion that flows through my body. I feel in order to reveal and heal. Beautiful. So, yeah, the part of you that wants you to rush, the part of you that questions your worthiness, instead of just acting on it or ruminating on it, just allow yourself to feel it. There's no need to come to conclusions or take action based on these feelings coming up, but just allow yourself to breathe through it and feel it. All right. So some of the key words here, we have loss and flow, release, flooding, emptying, transmuting, transforming, fragmented and whole, expression of flame, feeling, allowing, holding gently with openness in the body, movement, energy and motion, real and changing. The word emotion originates from the Latin ex movere, I don't know, or to move out. Emotion is literally energy in motion, a moving essence within us that is very much on purpose. We have likely heard or have been told this about ourselves of being too emotional, or that experiencing too much emotion keeps us in a bad or negative place. Emotions are great teachers. Yeah, you guys are learning from your emotions here. Beautiful. They are a way for us to move energy, to learn about ourselves, and to notice a visceral sensation within us of something that is calling for change or awareness. When we feel an emotion rise forward and don't know what to do with it, don't have time to deal with it, or somehow desire it to be different, so we push it away, we stop that energy from moving its motion and it begins building up. Unexpressed anger can turn into rage, unfelt sadness can turn into despair, and untapped joy can get buried, creating blockages from repressed emotions that we didn't allow to be felt. To not feel our emotions is to deny ourselves wholeness. Notice any times of trying to push something down, only for it to keep persisting. Allow emotion to move through. Grief can teach about acceptance and resilience. Sadness can teach about loss and desires. And anger can teach what we are passionate about. Allow some gratitude for any emotions that are wanting to flow. Beautiful. So yeah, I really like this because it feels like you're in a very balanced relationship or connection that is bringing up old emotions that may have been triggered from past relationships, childhood, whatever. And what's beautiful about this is it feels like this is a safe space for you to feel those emotions, for you to ride that wave. So allow those emotions to come up without feeling like you have to do something about them, but just feel them. I like it. All right, so here are some contemplations. You can write these down if you want to journal on this later. What are some emotions that are coming up for me to feel? What times have I stopped myself from feeling my feelings? What are some emotions that I don't want to feel and why? Good questions. And here is a ritual. Enter into an empty bath, or you can do your hands in a sink. Turn on the faucet. Imagine each drop of water is a representation of your emotions. Watch as the water pours out and fills all of the space around you. Sit in the fullness of your emotions. No salt, bubbles, or making it pretty. Oh, I like that. Feel what comes up. Steep in the truth of your emotions. Ask them to reveal hidden insight. Allow yourself to release anything that is bound up emotionally. Stay in the bath and release the drain. Feel as the water drains away heavy emotional buildup as it leaves. I love that. That's so good. Very beautiful. All right. So know that when we are safe, it will trigger old things that we weren't safe to feel or express. So recognize that it's not coming up because you're not doing a good job or anything like that. It's coming up because you're doing such a good job that you don't need these trapped emotions anymore. You don't have to trap them and trap yourself. So recognize you're safe to let these things flow and come out. You're doing a beautiful job. I'm proud of you, Leo. All right, that is your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like more content, I've got all my social media linked down below. I also have my website if you want to sign up for my newsletter. Great way to get discounts, exclusive content, rituals, fun things like that. And if you'd like a personal reading or an alchemy ceremony where I help turn your pain into power, that's all linked down below on my website. But thank you so much for watching, Leo. I appreciate your energy. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.